Hey there, it's Imran and you're watching Imran Plus. Welcome to my non-spoiler review of The Batman. I had a chance to see this on opening night, Thursday night, and I have been so excited to talk to you all about this film. This is going to be a non-spoiler review for now for those of you who still haven't seen it or don't want to get into spoilers. And then we're going to have a spoiler discussion talking about everything that I really liked and all of the Easter eggs in the film because there's actually a lot. So stay tuned for that. Before we get into the review though, if you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button so you can help this channel grow and so you don't miss any upcoming videos. All right, let's get started. So yes, I loved this movie. I thought it was amazing. And why is that? Because this Batman is straight out of the comics. I mean, there are a lot of influences from direct comic runs in this movie. We have Batman Year One, Batman The Long Halloween, Batman Earth One. There's Selina's Selina's Big Hit, that run. It is one of the best iterations of the Batman character that many of us love from the comics and the numerous animated series. It really felt like I was reading a comic book come to life. And I think Robert Pattinson did an amazing job as Batman in his second year. He is phenomenal, really captures the essence of the character. I mean, his Bruce Wayne is different and it is you kind of have to get used to it, but as we explore this character in this universe more, I think we're going to start to see him become more comfortable with being Bruce Wayne and realize when he needs to be Bruce Wayne more. And so the Bruce Wayne in this movie is more of a recluse and he's kind of emo, but the Batman is really good, very self-aware and at the same time discovering who he is and what role Batman plays in Gotham. So very, very, very well done. And I think what really helps the Batman character is the Batsuit. The suit in this film is one of the best Batman suits in live action. For me, I think it is my favorite suit because it allows Robert Pattinson to move so fluidly throughout the movie while also casting a menacing and threatening figure in the shadows throughout Gotham. So I thought the suit was well used, well built, really liked the suit a lot. So I wanted to give it a shout out. This film is DC at its best, Detective Comics at its best. The plot is a mystery as one would expect with the Riddler being the villain, and I think that works so well because it really keeps you engaged throughout the movie, but it also is multifaceted because it offers us great introductions to the various corners and characters of Gotham City. And I loved exploring this interesting, fascinating place and people through a mystery that we're trying to solve as we go along. I mean, it calls back to the heart of DC and Batman comics, and that is to solve a mystery while exploring and questioning and really diving deep into the characters and the environment that the mystery is taking place in. So that I thought was one of the best parts of the movie. Speaking of Gotham City, it is very well realized here. I think one of the best depictions of Gotham City, and that's coming from a fan of the Gotham TV series. I mean, Gotham was beautiful, but dangerously so. I didn't want to live there, but I wanted to keep exploring it. Gotham in this movie is gothic and modern. It feels fantastical, but yet real at the same time. In my trailer reactions for this movie, I said that this is the type of Batman I want, where we have all of the classic Gotham characters living together and interacting with one another. I think that's really what makes Batman comics so beloved, because you have such rich characters. And so speaking of the characters, I thought they were all excellent. I loved them all. These characters were depicted so well. They leaped off the pages of iconic graphic novels. Zoe Kravitz is probably the best Catwoman yet. Even though Michelle Pfeiffer remains iconic and her performance was legendary, I still love Batman Returns largely due to her performance. But I think this really was Catwoman from the comics. Zoe Kravitz nailed it. She did amazing, and I'm so excited to see more of her. I knew she was gonna do well when she was cast, but I'm just so impressed with what I got. Like, this was Catwoman straight out of the comics. amazing. Penguin, Colin Farrell as the Penguin, who knew that that was a role that he was born to do? Colin Farrell's performance made this character feel like he could exist in real life. And I thought that is amazing, that it feels like a real person. At the same time, it feels like someone directly out of a comic book. Detective Gordon, phenomenal. I mean, Jeffrey Wright, he is Detective Gordon, and I love the budding partnership between him and Batman in this film. Really, really, really great dynamic, and is this foundation of a long career for both of them. And both Robert Pattinson and Jeffrey Wright, but also Batman and Detective Gordon in this universe. So how does this Batman film hold up against other Batman films? I feel like this is one of my favorite Batman movies ever made. I mean, that's how strong it is, and that's how much I loved it. I felt like I was reading a Batman graphic novel, and I felt like I was in Gotham City. I felt like I was going on a journey with Bruce, discovering who the Batman is and discovering what Gotham is and what Batman's role in that Gotham is. I will comment though, I don't think that it's fair to compare this film to other films, but I will say that compared to the Dark Knight trilogy, The Dark Knight remains one of the best Batman films, but I think that this is a very close second, if not tied at first. I felt like this was definitely better than Batman Begins and The Dark Knight Rises, and from the previous Batman movies as well, I think this is my favorite. So I worry that it's not going to get its praise because people will compare it to The Dark Knight, but honestly, it gives The Dark Knight a run for its money. Like, this is really a really great Batman movie. Matt Reeves' direction was masterful. He did a phenomenal job. This is probably some of his best work yet, and I'm so excited to continue this Batman journey with him because I only see the movies getting better from here. I especially really love the set designs, the costumes of every single character, very well thought out, especially for this to be the beginnings of each of the characters. Really, really, really impressed with that. And wow, that Batmobile is my favorite Batmobile ever. Amazing. It was amazing. And I can see why Matt Reeves wants to focus on this as a contained universe. He wants to focus on Gotham and the characters of Gotham. And you know what? I see why, and I would let him. Now, I can see this movie not being perfect for some people, namely because, again, it could be from the comparisons to previous Batman movies, but also because I feel like it is a long movie, and some people might get tired throughout it or not like the length. But I love Detective Batman and I love noir films, and this is best of both. So if you really like that element of Batman, then you're gonna like this movie because I think the ending was satisfying. I really enjoyed the Riddler as a villain, and he keeps Batman on his toes. He keeps me on, like the audience, on their toes. And so I thought it was engaging throughout. And again, we're really exploring Gotham and these characters on this journey. So I think it's a really satisfying 3-hour runtime, and I like the ending, and I'm really excited to see more. So overall, I think that this film is a must-watch for everybody. I mean, even if you're not the biggest Batman fan, if you have enjoyed previous Batman movies, you should definitely check this film out. It is really, really, really well made. You should see this film in theaters because it is visually beautiful. I think the directing, the colors, the framing, some of the choices that I don't want to give away are really cool and clever, and I think it's worth the theater experience, especially if you are a big Batman fan or if you're a DC fan, if you like the Gotham TV series, any of the other DC films, like, you should definitely check this out. Everyone should check this out. I think you all are going to really enjoy it. So those are my thoughts on the Batman. Let me know, have you seen the film yet? If so, what did you think? Did you like it? Without spoilers, what do you love about this film? And if you haven't seen it yet, when are you going to see it, and are you looking forward to it? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time. Lots more videos coming very soon, but in the meantime, make sure you like this video and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and don't forget to share this video with your friends and fellow movie enthusiasts. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.